Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Manchester United have just beaten Real Sociedad 4-0 in the Europa League round of 32 first leg. Basically, the tie is over. 4 away goals. We play Real Sociedad in the second leg on the 25th of February at Old Trafford. Obviously tonight it was at the Alizan Stadium. Bruno Fernandes is magic. He got a brace tonight. Bruno Fernandes has made the difference in this team. Bruno Fernandes scores goals. He creates chances. Fernandes did say on his 12-month anniversary that he was planning on spending many years at Manchester United. In most of his games at Manchester United, he has been consistent, but there's been a few games where he has looked off the pace. Fernandes scored a fantastic volley as well against West Brom, but I thought he was poor in that game. He's won Player of the Month now quite a few times, reflecting on his good performances. He said not so long ago that we are 3 months into contract talks with Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes' contract ends in 2025. There's an option to extend for the further 12 months. We initially paid £47 million for him, but the overall cost with add-ons is just over £67 million. Marcus Rashford, he got his name on the score sheet tonight. He also got an assist in the game. Marcus Rashford wasted a few good chances. Marcus Rashford was playing centrally. Marcus Rashford has really improved. He's obviously endured bad periods, but I still think he's more effective out wide than he is centrally. Marcus Rashford has been part of the club for several years. He's been a United player since the age of 7, and he's been in our senior squad since 2016. Daniel James, he put a very good performance out tonight, got his name on the score sheet, and he also got an assist. I was actually surprised that Daniel James played tonight, because Daniel James doesn't play that much. He's actually lost his place in the team. I thought Fred put a good performance out. He got an assist in the game. Fred wasn't too good though against West Brom. That game against West Brom was his 100th appearance. Scott McTominay, I thought he enjoyed a good game tonight. He actually had a very good chance in the game, produced a fantastic save from Remiro, the Real Sociedad goalkeeper. And McTominay has had good games this season. Eric Bailly, I thought he put a good performance out. He got the assist for Daniel James's 4th goal towards the end of the game. I certainly prefer Eric Bailly to Victor Lindelof. My only element of concern about Eric Bailly is that he's injury prone, but defensively Bailly's superb. He intercepts well, he blocks well, and he can be effective in the air. Alex Telles, he put a good performance out tonight. He was very proactive in the final third, and I thought he dealt with Adnan Januzaj well. Alex Telles has played nowhere near as much as I expected, but I had the feeling he was going to play tonight. But in the games he's played and he's done well, he's got in good positions, he's put good crosses into the box. We got Telles in a deal worth £15.4 million. Harry Maguire, I thought he had a good game tonight as well. I thought Harry Maguire did well in the game against West Brom. He got forward well from that left-hand side. Had a very good chance towards the end of the game against West Brom. It produced a fantastic save from Sam Johnstone. Harry Maguire was certain that it was a penalty in the game against West Brom when he got brought down, but VAR overturned the penalty. And he's had some good games, Harry Maguire at Man United, but he still wasn't worth the £80 million that we got him for. Dean Henderson, obviously, he was in goal tonight. I thought he did well, Dean Henderson. He made a couple of good saves. I think at some point Dean Henderson will become our number one. I think he's reliable enough now to become our number one because he has got that experience behind him. He enjoyed 2 successful loans with Sheffield United. And Solskjaer recently admitted that it's becoming more and more difficult to leave Dean Henderson out of the side. But Dean Henderson now needs to get a run in goal, and we need to keep David De Gea out of the team. I think David De Gea is going to remain our number one for at least this season. Gary Neville has come out and said that Solskjaer must deal with the goalkeeper situation. And he's actually said, Gary Neville, that we need to get a world-class goalkeeper to replace David De Gea. But we've obviously got Dean Henderson. I credited David De Gea in the game against West Brom because he made a couple of good saves and he kept us in that game. And David De Gea's been long serving at the club. This is his 10th season at Manchester United. Man Wan-Bissaka, I thought he was okay tonight. Defensively, he was superb, but defensively, he's always been superb. And there's been some games this season where Wan-Bissaka's got forward well. He's got into good positions. He's put good crosses into the box. This is his 2nd full season at Manchester United. Mason Greenwood, I thought, he did well tonight. Despite getting his name on the score sheet. I think Mason Greenwood's done very, very well since he broke into our senior squad. This is his 2nd season in our senior squad. Recently, Mason Greenwood signed a new 4-year contract with Manchester United that keeps him at the club until June 2025. There's an option to extend for the further year. Greenwood has made around 83 first-team appearances for Man United now. And he's been at the club since the age of 7. I read some of the stats of the game. I think we must have had like 12 shots on goal and we created a lot of chances. We brought substitutions on in the game. We saw Amad Diallo Traore come on. It's good to see him make his first team debut. Like I said, I think he's going to be good assets for the first team because Amad Diallo Traore has been doing very, very well for the under-23s. And Solskjaer did say prior to this game that Amad Diallo Traore could make his debut. We saw Juan Mata also come on in the game. It was good to see him get a chance, and I thought he did quite well when he came on. Juan Mata doesn't really play a lot now for Man United. He's played a few games though this season. I think he's had a good career at the football club. Mata's been at Man United now over 6 years. We got him in a deal worth £40 million from Chelsea back in 2014. He could leave the club though in the summer. We also saw Nemanja Matic come on in the game. And we saw Anthony Martial come on in the game. He was actually a doubt prior to this game, just like McTominay was a doubt. But overall, a very, very good performance by Manchester United. I've got to say, I wasn't expecting that. I said we was favourites on paper, but I didn't think we'd have won 4-0. Real Sociedad They're not a brilliant team, but they are a pretty good team. You know, they have got some good players. They did have their chances as well in the game. Adnan Januzaj had a chance that went wide. I think that Isaac had a chance as well. Adnan Januzaj did say, didn't he, prior to the game, that he's got nothing to prove when he comes up against Manchester United. You know, don't forget they have got David Silva, who they got him from Manchester City last year on a free transfer. They've got like Carlos Fernandez. I think he's out with injury. I think Monreal was also playing tonight. You know, Real Sociedad are, 5th in the La Liga. Their current manager is Emmanuel Alguacil. The last time we played Real Sociedad before tonight was back in the Champions League group stage back in 2013. But yeah, like I say, Real Sociedad have got a few injuries. Our next game is Newcastle on Sunday in the Premier League. We should be winning that game. You know, it is at Old Trafford. You know, the last time Newcastle beat us at Old Trafford was back in 2013. It was a goal from Cabaye. We did beat Newcastle last season 4-1 at Old Trafford. We're beating them earlier on this season at St James's Park 4-1. Steve Bruce is their current manager. I think he's been at Newcastle now over the year. Before they did have Rafa Benitez, but Rafa Benitez did resign. I think Newcastle should have actually kept Rafa Benitez. They've got some good players of Newcastle. They've obviously got that Maximin, who I rate. They've got Joelinton. They've got Dwight Gale. They've got Andy Carroll. They've got Callum Wilson. Steve Bruce brought him in. I think he's actually out with injury. They've got Ryan Fraser. They've got Jamal Lewis. They've got Jeff Henricks. And they've got Joseph Wilcock. Steve Bruce brought all them players in. They've also got Sean Longstaff and Matty Longstaff. They've got Matt Ritchie. They've got John Joe Shelby. But we should be winning that game. We need to get back to winning ways in the Premier League. Prior to the game tonight, we'd only won one of our last 6 games. Obviously, tonight there was no Donny van der Beek or Edison Cavani. Solskjaer confirmed that they've got muscle injuries. If they'd have been available, I think they'd have played. Donny van der Beek, he's played nowhere near as much as I expected. You know, Solskjaer made an admission earlier on this season saying that Donny van der Beek is unhappy. But he's actually promised him more game time at Manchester United. He's only started 2 games in the league this season. We got Donny van der Beek in a deal worth £40 million. We paid 35 million up front and there was 5 million in add-ons. Van der Beek's got a contract with the club until 2025. And he can play in 3 different roles. Edison Cavani, like I said, he's made a fantastic impact since he's come in. You know, I give you the news on Edison Cavani yesterday. Edison Cavani wants to stay at Manchester United beyond this season. We have yet to trigger that 1-year extension on his contract. Edison Cavani has just 4 months left on his current contract. We got Cavani on a free transfer last summer. He signed a 1-year contract with Man United with an option of a 2nd year. I said when we got him in, he will be the next Zlatan Ibrahimovic, but I like Cavani's movement in and out of the box. He creates chances well and he scores goals. Cavani played against West Brom, didn't he? And he was quiet for the vast majority of that game, lacked chances and that, and That seldom happens when it comes to Edinson Cavani. Obviously, there was no Paul Pogba tonight. Solskjaer confirmed prior to the game that Paul Pogba is out for the rest of February. He has got a thigh injury as Paul Pogba. Earlier on this season, he did have an ankle injury, and he was out for the vast majority of last season with an ankle injury. So he's sustained a few injuries now at Manchester United. Paul Pogba's done very, very well in recent months. He's been enjoying the best period of his Man United career since he rejoined from Juventus. Now, there's still a chance that Paul Pogba will leave the club in the summer. We have revealed our asking price. We want £100 million. There's 3 clubs that want Paul Pogba, and that's Real Madrid, Juventus and PSG. I think there's a good chance that Paul Pogba will go back to Juventus. He enjoyed 4 good years with them. According to reports in Italy, they said that Juventus offered us 4 players in exchange for Paul Pogba. So he has had a long-running transfer saga. The other week we held talks with Paul Pogba regarding his future. Solskjaer suggested Paul Pogba could sign a new contract, and he insists Paul Pogba's happy at the club. Now, it said last month that Paul Pogba was considering making a U-turn at the club, and he contradicted his agent Mino Raiola for the second time. Mino Raiola recently admitted that he's working quietly on Paul Pogba's transfer to avoid offence, because Mino Raiola doesn't have a good relationship with Man United, and he's been criticised a lot. He made the announcement back in December. Solskjaer wasn't happy with Mino Raiola's announcement because it was just before the game against RB Leipzig in the Champions League. Earlier on this season, we triggered that 1-year extension on Pogba's contract, so he's under contract with the club until June 2022. He's our most expensive signing at the moment because we paid £89 million for him. And this is his 5th season at the football club since he rejoined. So there you go. And I am Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in. There's been quite a lot of Man United fans that have been demanding Ole Gunnar Solskjaer out. I think Solskjaer is going to be given at least another season at the football club. This is his 3rd season and his 2nd full season. And I think he's made very, very good progress in the last year or so. But I think we've got a chance of winning the Europa League. Like I said, the Europa League is a priority for Manchester United. We got to the semi-finals last season, lost to Sevilla 2-1. And we won the Europa League back in 2017 under Jose Mourinho. We beat Ajax 2-0 in the final. Solskjaer must win a trophy at Manchester United to avoid the sack, and the FA Cup and the Europa League are a chance of a trophy. We're not going to win the Premier League this season. I've totally disregarded the Premier League. Because City are 10 points in front of us. Solskjaer did actually say after our 1-1 draw with West Brom that we are still in the title race and will not settle for 2nd in the title race. But that's just Solskjaer playing mind games, because he made an admission after our 3-3 draw with Everton and said we shouldn't be considered as title chasers. I think we'll win another title at some point. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013. Top 4 is our aim now in the league. And I can almost assure that we are going to finish in the top 4. We need to finish in the top 4 to qualify for the Champions League. Well, if we win the Europa League, we'll automatically get qualification for the Champions League. But like I say, performances have improved under Ollie. Yeah, we've endured his bad periods. You know, there's been some games where Solskjaer's got the best out of the team. We've got a very, very good away record. We haven't lost away from home in the Premier League for over a year. The last time we lost away from home in the Premier League was to Liverpool back in January 2020. You know, Solskjaer has more or less got us to the Europa League last 16 now. You know, he's got us to the FA Cup quarter final. You know, got us to the EFL Cup semi-final this season. Did well last season in his first full season. Got us qualification for the Champions League. Got us third and he guided us to 3 semi-finals. So Ollie does deserve credit. Solskjaer has been Manchester United manager for over 2 years. Reflecting now on his been at the football club, he has gained some managerial experience and he has learnt quite a bit on the job. Man United is the 3rd club in his managerial career. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer recently admitted he's still waiting to open talks over a new contract. Now, it said the other week we will begin contract talks with Solskjaer at the end of the season. Says we could offer him a new 2-year deal. Solskjaer is into the final 18 months of his current contract. Solskjaer signed a 3-year contract when he got the job permanently back in March 2019. I still don't know if Solskjaer is a long-term manager for Man United. You know, one result, isn't going to make me say, Solskjaer is a long-term manager for Man United. These performances have got to continue. We've got to keep getting results like we've had tonight. We appointed Solskjaer in December 2018 to replace Jose Mourinho. Like I said to you, this year's summer transfer window is very, very important for Man United because we do need to make signings. Solskjaer did say the other week our summer transfer plans could be affected by the pandemic, but I'm still expecting us to do business. He says we are prepared to smash our transfer record in the summer, and Woodward is set to hand Ole Gunnar Solskjaer a huge war chest to sign top players in all areas. Now, I think a new centre-back is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's priority. You know the news on Jules Koundé. The Spanish outlet La Razón recently said that we are considered the favourites to sign Jules Koundé. He's our top transfer target and we are prepared to pay £61 million for him. Real Madrid also want him. Jules Koundé's performances this season for Sevilla have been outstanding. He's made 72 appearances for them. He's got a £70 million release clause. He's got a contract with Sevilla till 2024. Sevilla paid £22 million for him from Bordeaux in the summer of 2019. But there's been a few centre-halves on our agenda. It recently said we had a 5-man centre-back shortlist. You know the news on Erling Haaland. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would love to sign Erling Haaland. Solskjaer wants to reunite with the player. Solskjaer gave Erling Haaland his debut at Molde at just the age of 16. Solskjaer recently made a new Erling Haaland transfer admission and opened up on the relationship with Erling Haaland. Yeah, there's a chance that he will leave Borussia Dortmund in the summer. You know the news on Jadon Sancho? There's a chance that Man United will sign him in the summer. Kicker via Sports Witness recently said that a Jadon Sancho transfer is coming in the summer. We've been handed a huge boost in our pursuit of Sancho. £60 million has been quoted. Jadon Sancho has 100 goal contributions in 100 starts for Dortmund. Sancho put a very good performance out in Dortmund's 3-2 win against Sevilla. Dortmund face a summer of exits. He says Dortmund could sell up to 8 players in the summer to raise funds. Dortmund earlier on this season reduced their asking price for Sancho to £88 million. Last summer, Sancho was our number one priority target, but Dortmund wanted £108 million. We was not willing to meet that valuation. Earlier on today, I give you the news on Harry Kane. Tottenham have set their asking price for Harry Kane. It's £150 million. That's a substantial amount, and it's a British record transfer fee. Man United and Manchester City are interested. We've been in for Harry Kane for several years now. We need a new number 9. Harry Kane is regarded as one of the best strikers in the world. You know, his link-up play is good. He's a prolific goal scorer. For Tottenham, he scored 156 goals in 228 appearances in the Premier League. He's under contract with Tottenham until 2024. He's on £200,000 a week. Harry Kane has been at Tottenham for like 17 years, and he's been in their senior squad since 2009. He's won the Golden Boot a couple of times. He's won Player of the Month, I think, a few times as well. Kane's 27 years of age. Don't forget he had loan spells with Leyton Orient, Millwall, Norwich and Leicester. But it looks like Tottenham aren't going to qualify for the Champions League. And Kane hasn't won anything in terms of silverware at Tottenham yet. So obviously he won't be happy in that aspect. Woodward must back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in this summer transfer window. In this year's summer transfer window. Because I think the transfer window Solskjaer's endured so far, he hasn't been backed enough as Man United manager. And Woodward's come out several times to show his support for Ole. He did say towards the end of last year he will back him with a long-term plan centred around summer transfer windows. Solskjaer's endured 4 transfer windows as permanent Man United manager. Despite our reluctance to back him with transfers, I still think he's made good signings. He's spent over £200 million at the club. And to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's credit, he has got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he got recommended in. I'm expecting more players to leave Man United in the summer transfer window. On my next video, I will be giving you my player ratings from this game. Tomorrow as well, your preview for the Newcastle game will be coming up. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always. And take care, God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.